Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial, we are going to be working on the 8 prayer shawl. Now let me explain what's going on here. The reason I have 8 is because a couple of years ago, my husband gifted me with 8 different color skeins of Touch of Alpaca. There's 8 of them. And I thought, what on earth am I going to do with 8 different colors of Touch of Alpaca? And I thought, you know what? I want to make another prayer shawl. And I want each color to represent a prayer. So what I have these index cards. And I have a prayer written on each one of them. They're in the description box if you want to copy and paste them and print them for yourself. I'll go ahead and read them to you. I have for purple Aster. I have for the purple, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So for the purple, I have strength and courage. I pray that God gives you physical and emotional strength to handle any of life's problems. I ask God to give you the courage to help you face any fears and overcome any obstacles. For the Goldenrod, I have peace of mind. I pray that God grants you peace of mind amidst any stress. I pray He calms any anxieties and brings clarity and focus to your heart. I pray His peace of mind fills you. I pray this peace of mind fills you with His security. For the blue, for the blue, I have healing. I pray that God heals any physical or emotional wounds. I pray He helps you regain strength and balance in your life and to return to a fulfilling and healthy life. For the olive, I pray God grants you comfort when you're suffering. I pray you feel His presence in your time of need and find comfort with a renewed sense of hope and reassurance. For the navy, I pray guidance. I pray God provides you with His divine guidance. I pray He gives you clear direction and insight in your choice. I pray He helps you navigate any complex situations and align your decision with His will. Okay, so I have for taupe, protection. I pray God protects you in all aspects of your life. I pray He keeps you safe from physical harm and emotional or spiritual attacks. I pray He guards you from all negative influences and dangerous situations. Crimson, I have hope. I pray God fills your heart with hope for the future. I pray you maintain a positive outlook even in the most difficult times. I pray He encourages perseverance and optimism, helping you believe in the possibility of better times to come. And for the last color, I have faith. I pray your faith in God remains strong and unwavering. I ask Him to strengthen your trust and belief in His plan and promise. I ask that He provides hope and confidence to help you stay grounded and resilient in all situations. Like I said, I will have those in the description box if you would like to print those out or write them out. It's however you guys want to do it, and you can add more, you could add less. Mine is just going to be 8 because I had the 8 skeins. So let's go ahead and just talk about the yarn. So I use Touch of Alpaca. This is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 207 yards, 190 meters. It's a 4-weight, 90% acrylic, 10% alpaca. And this is olive. And I actually used in the prayer the color of the yarn. So when I said Goldenrod or purple Aster, that's the actual name of the yarn. The name of the color of yarn, I'm sorry. Let's see, I used a 6mm hook, which I cannot find. Okay, got it. 6mm hook. And then, of course, your scissors, a needle to weave in your ends. I do suggest that you get a stitch marker, just because I like to keep track of the peak of our shawl as we work it. Other than that, so I used, like I said, 8 different colors in this, and this is what I have left. I mean, pretty much of each color. I think actually the very last color that I used is what I have the least amount of. But so in total, I would say if you want to make this in one color, trying to get my calculator. So on average, I would recommend about 1,500 yards of like total. So if you wanted to do 3 different colors, then make sure that those 3 skeins together total 1,500. I do want to say that I also have a hat that I made to match the shawl. The link in the, I'm going to link the pattern that I used because this is actually a bag o' day hat that I used. The only difference is that I did not do the crab stitch at the bottom of my hat. I just did, it came out to where I did 2 rows of each color, and it came out perfect. So I just did 2 in the order of the shawl, also 2, 2, 2, 2, and just follow her pattern. The link will be in the description box for her pattern. Anyway, so let's talk about what the shawl measures. From the center, where this would be at the back of your neck, and this comes all the way down, measures roughly 33 inches. And then from shoulder to shoulder measures about 70 inches, give or take an inch or 2. So it's pretty big, and you have plenty of yarn. So once we finish the shawl, we are just going to end with the eyelet row, and then we just use a little bit of steam up here on the edge to keep it from rolling up on us. Which it doesn't do it that bad. I just do it, I just hit mine with a little bit of steam just to get it to lay the way I wanted it to. This is a 3-row repeat, row 3, 4, and 5. And what we do is we work 1, 2, 3, change color, 4, 5. 3, change color, 4, 5. 3, change color, 4, 5. And that's how simple this shawl is. The beauty of this shawl is, 1, the color work, and 2, what you put into the prayer shawl. So a prayer shawl is, so I have to say, I thought a prayer shawl was a shawl that you make for someone to wear to church while they're praying, or something to that effect. But that's actually not what a prayer shawl is. A prayer shawl is a shawl that you make while you pray for the person that you make it for. Hence, my prayers. All right. I'm trying to keep from yapping because so many people comment that I talk too much in my videos. So, all right. Let's get your supplies together and let's get started. All right, to get started, let's get a slip knot on our hook. And as always, make sure you have plenty of tail to weave in. And we're going to start with a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come down and slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. I like to get my fingertips in there to hold on to it. Work a slip stitch and chain 1. Now I am going to take my tail, and you can see that little hole right here. That is the opening from slip stitching into that first chain. So what I like to do is to pull that tail tight, and what that does is tighten down that chain that we just slip stitched into. All right, now working into our ring and over our tail, we are going to work a double, chain 1, right back into the ring. We're going to work 3 double, chain 2, 3 double, and that is the peak of our shawl. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, go right back in there with 3 double, 1, 2, and 3, and to end we're going to chain 1 and go right back in there with a double. So row 1 consists of a double, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, double crochet. And that is row 1. So row 2, we're going to chain 4. And I recommend working these chains not loose, but don't have too much tension on your chains, because we're going to be working into them to the 3rd chain up, and you don't want to have to shove your hook through a real tight chain. About said real tight chain. Real tight chain. So kind of work those, keeping in mind that you're going to be working into them. All right, so chain 4 and turn. For row 2, we're going to go into the chain 1 space with 2 doubles. 1, 2, double crochet into each of the next 3 double. 1, 2, and 3. And into the chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. So 1, 2, chain 2, right back in there with 2 double. I don't know if you guys can hear, but my neighbor's little chihuahuas are barking like crazy. All right, so now we are going to double into each of the next 3 double. 1, 2, and 3. Turn my pattern page. All right, we're going to go into that chain 1 space with 2 double. 1 and 2. And now we chain 1 and go into the very last double crochet with 1 double. And it is a little hard to see, but if you just turn your work, you will see right there a little bit larger than the rest of our double crochets, the top. And that is our very last double. So right here, that little heart right there, that is our chain 1, and then the big one is our very last double. So to work that, if you have a hard time finding it, just kind of hold your work sideways and you can push it right through there and work your last double. Okay, and that, I'm getting a knot here, that is the last of row 2. So we're going to move on to row 3, and row 3 is the first row of our 3-row repeat. So we chain 1, 2, 3, 4, turn our work. That counts as a double and a chain 1. So into the chain 1 space, we're going to work a V-stitch, which is a double, chain 1, double. And now we are going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. And you're going to repeat that all the way until that chain 2 space. So chain 1, skip, double. Chain 1, skip, double. Chain 1, skip the next. Into the chain 2 space, we are going to work our new peak of the shawl, which is a double, chain 2, double, chain 2, double. So 3 double with a chain 2 in between. So make sure you have your chain 1, skip, double, chain 2, double, chain 2, double. So that is our new peak. Double, chain 2, double, chain 2, double. All right, now we continue with the chain 1, skip the next, double into the next. So I want to take a minute here to give you guys a little bit of a tip when you're working your shawl. On row 3, on every row 3, you are going to have the last stitch before your peak skipped. So it's always going to have the second to last before your peak is going to be a skip. And then on this side, you're always going to skip the very next, or the very first on this side, I should say. So it should work out every time that that stitch before the chain of your peak right here that we worked into already will be skipped, and then coming down, you always skip the first one. Okay? It's a little tip to help you keep track with your stitches. Okay, so you just repeat that down this side. Chain 1, pardon me, skip, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip the next, which is the last, into the chain space, which this is technically a chain 4, but for this pattern it's going to be counted as a double chain 1. So into this space we're going to work the V-stitch, which is the double, chain 1, double. And to end, we chain 1, and then we're going to double crochet into the third chain up. And you can see right here, and right here are the back bumps from the chain. So this is the first 3 chains of that chain 4 that we worked, and we're going to double crochet into the third chain up. So all you have to do is count 1, 2, 3. Right there is the third chain up. Now I prefer to double crochet into the chain at the end of a row, going into the chain so that I have 2 loops. So there's 1 loop, there's a side, and then right there is the back. I like to have those on top of my hook. So the double crochet that I'm getting ready to work will be worked around those. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it into just 1 loop like that. The reason I don't is because it tends to stretch it out a bit, and I didn't want mine to stretch too much, so I prefer to have 2 loops. Oh, I forgot to yarn over. There's 1 and 2, and double crochet, just like that. So you can see it stretches a little, but not too much. So let me show you the difference. So that's my double crochet into 2 loops of my chain. Here is the double crochet into just 1 side loop. There, see how much it already stretched right there? I mean, it's totally up to you. I mean, it's not going to ruin anything. I just prefer the working it around the side and the back loop. So if you look at the other side, right there is the other side loop of the chain. That makes sense. So we have, like, the chain consists of 2 side loops and a back loop. This is one of the side loops, and this is the other side loop with the back loop. And then you just double crochet. And I split it just like that. Okay, so that is the end of row 3. And if you are choosing to change colors, we're going to do that now. And how I prefer, you guys can change color however you want to. I prefer to chain 1, pull up a loop, and then cut. I already cut my yarn. I messed up my tutorial, so I had to start it over, so that's why it's cut already. Anyway, pull up a loop, cut, and pull that tight like that. And then get your new color. I got a big old tangle here. There we go. Get a slip knot on your hook. Plenty of tail. And then we are going to go right into that double crochet, the very last one, with a slip stitch. And then chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Rotate your work. I'm going to pull this tail tight to tighten down that slip stitch. And like I said, you guys can change color however you want to. You don't even have to change color. It's totally up to you. So change color, or if you don't, chain 4, turn. And then to start row 4, which is the second row of our 3-row repeat, we are going to double crochet into the very next chain 1 space. So right next to us, go right in there with a double. I lost control of everything. Yarn over, go into the very first chain 1 space with a double, and now we are going to double into each double and into each chain 1 space. Repeat that all the way until you get to your middle double crochet of your peak. So I'm going to mark mine. I should have done that whenever we finish the row. But our new peak is the double, chain 2, double, chain 2, double. You want to mark that middle double crochet. All right? So double crochet into each double and into each chain 1 space until you get to your peak, the double crochet peak. Do, 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 do. This is the row where it's really easy to just get lost in your crocheting and not paying it. You know, you don't have to keep a stitch count or anything. You just double crochet all the way along. All right, now into the middle double crochet of our peak, we are going to work our new peak, which is the double, chain 2, right back in there with a double. I'm going to put my marker back so I don't lose track. All right. Now we just continue with double crochet into the chain space, double crochet into each double, all the way until our last chain 1 space, which technically that's chain 4, but it counts as a double and a chain 1. So just repeat that. Keep going, keep going. Chain 1 space and into the last double crochet, into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the last chain 1 space, chain 1, and then we are going to double crochet into the third chain up. So I have 1, 2, 3, focus, right there. I'm going to do the side loop and the back loop and double crochet. All right. So that is the end of row 4. Very easy. To move on to row 5, we chain 4, turn our work, and we are going to double crochet into that very first chain 1 space, and we are going to double crochet into each double until the chain 2 peak. If you guys can hear that running, that was my heater kicking on. So just double into each double. Just about there. All the alpaca hair in my yarn, I keep thinking it's cat hair, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, last double crochet right there. All right, so now into our peak, we work 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 2, go back in there with 2 double, and that's our new peak. Mark your chain 2. Nope. There we go. All right, now we just double crochet into each double all the way down. Almost there. Into this one, and the last double before our chain 1. All right, now into the space right here, which is technically the chain 1, we are going to work 1 double, chain 1, and double crochet into the 3rd chain up. So we have 1, 2, 3. And that is the end of row 5. So now we start the 3-row repeat over again. We start row 3. So to work row 3 again, we chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn our work. We're going to V-stitch into the chain 1 space, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, skip the next stitch, the next double crochet, double into the next. And that's what we repeat all the way up till our corner. Chain 1, skip 1, double into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double into the next. chain, skip, double, chain, skip, double, chain, skip, double, chain, skip, double, chain, skip, double. And it came out right because, like I said, you always skip the last double before our chain 2 peak. So chain 1, and our peak now is double, chain 2, double. Go ahead and mark that double that you just made. Chain 2, right back in there with another double. And there is our new peak. So now we chain 1, skip the next, double into the next. You repeat that down this side. Chain 1, skip, double, chain 1, skip, double, chain 1, skip, double, chain 1, skip, double, chain, skip, double, chain, skip, double, chain, skip, double, and now to end, we chain into our space. We work the V-stitch, which is the double, chain 1, double. And to end the row, we chain 1 and we double crochet into the 3rd chain up, which is 1, 2, 3. Double into there, and now we change color if you choose to. So again, chain 1, pull up a loop, and go ahead and cut. And to attach your new color, get a slip knot on your hook. Into that very last double, slip stitch, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work. And if you didn't want to change color, chain 4 and turn. All right, so we worked the first row of our 3-row repeat, row 3, change color, and then row 4, which is the second row of our 3-row repeat, we double crochet into that chain 1 space, the very first chain 1 space, double into each double and into each chain 1 space all the way until your peak double crochet, the double crochet you have marked. Now I'm not going to make you guys watch me double crochet all the way up there, so I'm going to get mine done off camera. Just double into each chain 1 space and double, chain 1 space and double, all the way up to your peak. All right, so once you double crochet all the way up, you have your chain space here that we need to double into, and then into our peak double crochet, we work a double, chain 2, and go right back in there with a double. And there's our new peak, so we can go ahead and mark that. and then continue with working a double into each chain space, I should say, and into each double all the way down until the last chain 1 space, which technically is the chain 4, but it counts as a double and a chain 1. So just keep trucking along. Oops. Down this side. I was going to pause the video, but I'm already almost there, so I might as well just stick with you. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Right there. Into that chain. Into that double. All right, now into the last chain 1, which is actually the chain 4, but you work a double, chain 1, double crochet into the 3rd chain up, just like that. That's the end of row 4, which is the 2nd row of our 3-row repeat. So row 5, you chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work, double crochet into the very first chain 1 space, and then double into each double crochet until your peak. So repeat. I meant to say double crochet all the way to your peak. All right, I will pause here and I will meet you up here at the peak. Alrighty, so I double crocheted into each of the doubles all the way till my chain 2 peak. And now into the chain 2, we are going to work 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, 1, 2, chain 2, 1 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and mark my peak. Okay, now you just continue with double crocheting all the way down this side until you get to your chain space. All right, so I am double crocheting into each double. I got 1 and this one left. All right, into the chain space with 1 double, chain 1, double crochet into the 3rd chain up. So right there is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go right in there. And that is the end of row 5, which is the last row of the 3-row repeat. So we start over again with our eyelet row, which is row 3. So again, I got tongue-tied. So to start our row 3 again, we chain 1, 2, 3, 4, turn our work into the chain 1 space. We're going to work the V-stitch, which is a double, chain 1, double, and we chain 1, skip the next, double into the next, and we repeat that all the way up this side. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. And what I want you guys to do, because I've done it twice with you, so I think you guys can do row 3 by yourself. You can just rewind. the video. So you chain one, skip, double into the next, chain one, skip, double into the next. Repeat that all the way till your peak. Into your peak, you work a double. I forgot how, yeah. Double, chain two, double, chain two, double. Chain one, skip, double into the next. Chain one, skip, double into the next. Repeat that all the way down this side. You should have a double into the second to last double. Double right here, chain one into the chain space with a V-stitch, which is a double, chain one, double. Chain one, double crochet into the third chain up, and then you change colors if you want to. So if you repeat 3, 4, 5 and changing color after row 3, your shawl should look, sorry, I'm trying to get this laid out. Here we go. Like this. So that every eyelet row, after every eyelet row, starts a new color. Eyelet row, start a new color. And you just repeat 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, first row of your 3-row repeat, change color. 4, 5, start over again, 3, change color. 4, 5, start over again, 3, change color. Okay, so what I want you to do is repeat 3, 4, and 5, changing color after every eyelet row, which is row 3. Repeat that for as long as you want to. So I did mine for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 color changes. But like I said, you guys can make this as large as you'd like, as small as you like, however big you want yours. You just repeat the 3 repeats, changing color if you choose to. Like I said, you do not have to. And then you end on a row 3. And it's that easy. And then I highly, highly recommend weave in your ends as you go. It gets to be a bit of a pain in the butt. Okay, so go ahead and repeat your 3, 4, and 5. Change color after every row 3. Get it as large as you'd like. And end on row 3. And then weave in all of your ends and then come back here and we will get finished up. Okay, so now that we have our shawl completely done, you will notice, try to adjust this, see how on one side it doesn't want to, what's the word I want to say? Not fold or bunch, but like it kind of wants to, like this side it wants to lay nice and pretty. This side, it wants to just kind of like roll a tad bit to the, well, the last row facing us, so that would be the outside, just a tad. All I'm going to do is take my iron. Well, before I do that, I'm actually going to lay down a towel so I don't ruin my filming mat. Okay, now I'm going to take my shawl. And all I'm going to do is just hit the side that wants to roll a little bit. I'm going to hit it with some steam. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to lay nice. There, now you can definitely see right here how it wants to roll like that. All right, now all I'm going to do is just from the center out, is just hit that with a little bit of steam, and it lays right down. I have no idea if I have my face on camera or not. Okay, one more time. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. All right, so now I'm just going to let that dry. Go ahead and unplug my iron. Get that out of the way. And now, okay, now what I want to do, and this is totally up to you guys. All of the prayers that I have for each of my colors, you could do different things. You could type them out and have, print them out and have them a pretty little card or cards, more than one for each prayer. What I think I'm going to do is write mine out on index cards, and then maybe, like, if I can find one, I don't know if I have one or not, a little ring or maybe a key ring or something. Ooh, I could laminate them and put them on a key ring. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to do. But point of me saying this is that I find that when I'm gifted something that someone wrote out, to me, that tells me that tells me how much that person thinks of me, because they took the time to write it instead of type it and print it and all that. So I am going to take the time to write out on each index card my prayer for them, the prayer for the color. So what I'll do is put the color at the top, and then I will put underneath that, this is the color representing this prayer. Anyway, I'm going to get all of that done, and I will show you guys that. Once I get all of those laminated, I'm going to punch a hole in them, and then I will put them on a key ring. But you guys can do whatever. You could put it on a whole piece of paper, laminate that piece of paper, and then just, gift it to them. Or you could write it out on a piece of paper, and, just hand it to them like that. Or you could print it out nice and pretty. However you guys want to do it, it's totally up to you. Like I said, I just feel that writing it out makes it more of a sentimental, that's the word I want to say. It's more of a sentimental gesture with my shawl, with my prayer shawl. So, about knocked all my stuff down. I am going to stop here. Just lay this out somewhere else. Get my prayers written out. And when I come back, we will finish this. I'll show you guys what I got. Alrighty, I am back, and I have my prayers written out on index cards. I laminated them and then put them on a keychain ring. Now, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to put the prayers on the shawl. I may just gift them with just this and not put it on the shawl. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that. But my prayers are written out. I have them in order, and in the description box, I will have them typed out for you, because I have atrocious handwriting and it's not easily read by others. Trust me, I'm told that all the time. But anyway, that is it, guys. I hope you guys love my prayer shawl, love your prayer shawl, I should say. And in the description box are links to all of the social media platforms I'm on and my email address. If you guys make this, I want to see. Oh, I would love to see it. So if you could email me or post it in the Facebook group, on Instagram, on X, whatever you want to do, I would love to see this. So, having said that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss what's next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.